Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to the Minute Channel. And today we're going to be talking about Persona 3 FPS or Persona 3 because Persona 3 and Persona 3 FPS it just reached another anniversary year. It's been a long time for this series. It's been some time since it came out and everything, and it's my favorite game of all time. My favorite Persona game. So it definitely I wanted to take some time to talk about it. So last year for this time period, I did a should you play this game for new people just kind of getting into the games and everything like that. But I think this year I really want to just talk about some of my favorite things about the game and what really got me into the game, because this game got me into Persona, it got me into SMT games, it got me into RPGs. Now I did play RPGs like Final Fantasy and Xenosaga, Dot Hack, and other RPGs, but this one really just did it for me. It was a really good experience, and I just got addicted to RPGs. I got addicted to Persona games and everything like that. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about this. So Persona 5, Persona 3 came out, and I think it was a year or two after it came out when I got the game. Persona 4 was coming out. It was announced. It hadn't come out yet, but it was announced to come out at some point. And I remember my friends talking about it, and I was like, you know what, I really want to play it. And I had my my PlayStation 2. I was like, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna play it. So I did that. I went ahead and started playing the game. And honestly, what really caught my attention was the fact that this is dungeon crawler, where you go around and play games, do your dungeon crawling stuff. But you also have this social aspect to the game, where you hang out with all these people and everything like that. Now, Persona 3 is very different from Persona 5 in that aspect, because you don't just meet some people that have like these old circumstances or anything. You really meet just high school students, other people around the neighborhood. For example, you meet this old couple that they have a bookstore and they have like a really nice story. It's not all sad or depressing or anything like that, but they all definitely have some pretty deep stories, and I really just, it felt so well to meet so really well fleshed out NPCs, because they're not really like the main characters, or they're not really like very important characters to the plot or anything like that. They're just side characters, but the stories were really interesting. Even some of your closest people that you meet in the school, because there's so many classmates that you can make social links with regarding some stuff and everything. And I was really shocked with how well all this developed and worked together. I really liked it a lot. You could go to a club. This is something that is missing now in Persona 5, but you could go to different activities. You could play basketball or swimming or something like that, and that was also cool because you could spend time with your friends or something like that. It felt more of a high school type, where you're really spending time and doing things with friends and stuff, and I really liked it a lot. On the other hand, you have the dungeon crawling aspect. Felt really reminiscent to other RPGs in that sense, but I really like the way that he played. I like the strategy behind it. There's so many stuff that you can do and everything like that. Persona 3 is FPS or Persona 3 are really hard games. They're not easy, compared to things like Persona 5. Persona 5 is much easier than Persona 3, from what I remember and everything. And it's just completely different experience. From one to this one, I guess when you go back, you really feel the change on strategy that you have to do. It's more about the buffs and debuffs and what you have to do and everything like that to beat certain bosses and everything. So it's really interesting. The story is particularly stunning for me. I never played a game that has such a story where all the characters just have so many different motivations that you didn't really see at first hand until you get social links, until you go through the story and everything like that, and you start getting all these interactions with all the different people. All of them have a little bit of the story that they kind of bring them to it and everything. Even villains, there are some there's villains here that their story just feels so heart-wrenching. They're going through so much, and at the same time there's some people that you don't expect to be the bad guys and everything. And I really like that and I appreciate that a lot. I thought it was a really good twist. I think the team they were going for, Memento Mori, Remember You Will Die, is kind of team that is played out through the stuff. There's a lot of really good world building in this game when it comes to things like there is this sickness that is kind of attacking everybody or all people, which is the kind of this thing that is going on around it. It's kind of the big thing, which is going on because of the extra hour that happens at midnight and everything. So it's dark hour, that's what they call it there. And the dark hour is kind of like this mysterious world where creatures come out and everything, and shadows come out and attack people and everything. And it's just super interesting how it works out and everything. Obviously, Persona 4 and Persona 5 have worked or worked more into it and everything, but the way that they handle the story, the way they handled the characters and everything, it felt particularly good. And I honestly don't feel like any other Persona game has topped that since then. That's my personal opinion. That's what I feel about it. But I definitely love the way that they handled this game. I definitely got into other games like Persona 4 and related Persona 5, Persona 1 and 2. I played those right after Persona 3. So this was just this time when I just got entrangled with all these different storylines and everything, and I really like that game. Persona 3 is a really good game. I definitely encourage you guys to play it if you haven't already. I think that this is a very different game from the other Persona games, Persona 4 and Persona 5 particularly. It was much different kind of tone. Persona 5, well, it does have the theme of rebellion and all that kind of stuff. It does still have a very cheerful tone, and it does feel kind of like a, like hangout kind of thing. But Persona 3 really does have that atmosphere and that feeling that is completely different from the other games that I've played so far. Definitely encourage you guys to check it out. This is my favorite game. I'm so happy that this game came out when it did. I think it came out at a perfect time for me. I was in high school. I think it was either just starting high school or sophomore year in high school, so it was just the perfect time for me to kind of get into these games and play them and everything like that. Fun story, while I was playing this game, my PlayStation 2 messed up and I had to buy another one. And I think that at that time I had to put it on hold. I was almost at the end. I think it was on the month of November, and I had to hold on until the other game came out, or until I got a PS2 and everything. So very sad about that. My memory card started messing up. It was just all kinds of stuff like that. And I still had, when I went back and played the game again, I still had such a good time. I still remembered a lot of the stuff. A lot of the stuff really gave me a big impact in everything. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much in this video here, just talking about Persona 3. It's one of my favorite games. Congratulations to Alice and Persona 3 for getting another year older. I think that is awesome as well. But let me know in the comments below if you like this game, if you played it, or if you're interested in it. And that's it for today. I'll see you guys next time.